Daddy Trump's tariffs are coming in to destroy the Irish economy. It's a grave danger for the whole of Ireland for the next few weeks, guys. This one's going to be insane. Today we have Virgin Media, Kieran Cuddihy, and this is the Tonight Show that aired last night. So we're going to be reacting and talking about the different videos that they put up on their channel. I would react to the videos on their, Instagram or YouTube channel, but they don't put out the full videos and they don't allow me to actually, react and download their full videos. So first video today is about how much are you willing to pay for a cup of tea, or coffee. Coffee prices are rising fast due to higher wages, inflation, the climate crisis, and now tariffs. Oh no! Unroasted beans have tripled in the last 2 years. That's unbelievable, And I'll talk about what I eat, guys. I've never had a cup of coffee in my entire life, ever. I drink Monster every now and again. The white Monster is the best, of course. But coffee, yeah, it seems like a bit of a luxury, guys. If there's, 200 milligrams of caffeine more than €2, I think you're getting scammed. And as we go to see in this video, she says it's like $4.50. Okay, let's get straight into it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. The only thing I eat, of course, is beef, rice, and extra virgin olive oil. I keep my diet very simple to save money and to be healthy, even though coffee can be healthy. So let's hear it, guys.
Yeah, I think it's like $4.50 now for a coffee.
Yeah,
so yeah, it's really
like
expensive,
well.
Especially if you're going to buy lunch out as well. That's like €15 every day.
A fiver just for a coffee.
Probably anything above $4.30, you're really pushing your luck. It depends on the quality of the coffee as well. So the coffee I have in my hand, which I'm not going to say where it's from, isn't great quality, so I'm prepared to pay less for it.
Why wouldn't he call them out? Dude, you're a member of the public. You're allowed to have your opinion on stuff. It's like nowadays, the public is so cucked in Ireland, we're not even allowed to give our opinion. I give my opinion on everything. That's what the freedom of speech is for, my friend. Say it. If the coffee is shit, I blast them. I put them on blast.
What's the most you pay for a cup of coffee?
Oh, if I'm getting iced coffee, maybe around €6.50 to €7.
And if it ever got too expensive, would you stop drinking coffee?
Yes, I'll probably start making it at home. It's cheaper if you make it at home.
Probably not. Like, I have an espresso machine at home and all, so I do just use that. But it's handy, like, if you're meeting up with people, you're going for a coffee. Do you know what I mean? It's not much else to do either, so you kind of have to just pay it.
That's the whole country, it seems to have gone up by. It's still a nice wee ritual, meeting friends for a wee coffee, but the kind of grabbing a coffee on the way to work just to drink by yourself. It's sort of like the difference between like a can at home and then like a pint in the bar. It becomes more like a social activity.
Yeah, great analogy at the end. He said it's the difference between having a can for €1 or €2, a can of flipping whatever, Corona or something, and then, or a bottle of Corona, and then the difference between paying €7 at the pub. And as the lady said there, there's not much else to do. So getting a cup of coffee, it kind of is what it is, guys, to do with your friends. If you want to be drinking all the time, do something different, like have a cup of coffee with your friends, not too bad. So the next video we have is I will pass on the cost. Mary Sadiler, CEO of Cool Swan, explains how our Irish cream liqueur business will handle the impact of new tariffs and the Trump administration with the cost falling to customers. So yeah, basically, they're trying to blame Trump for everything. Oh, they have the Trump derangement syndrome. Trump is bad. He's putting up the cost of coffee. Ridiculousness. Okay, let's hear it.
Some businesses are trying to get ahead of the tariffs by shipping product before they're imposed. Have you guys been doing that?
We were able to do it this time, yeah. You see, we were tariffed the last time, in the last Trump administration. So, yeah, we were on it this time because it was a costly business the last time. So, were you to find yourself tariffed again? I mean, the experience of having gone through it before, I assume, arms you to a degree with information as to how to deal with it. I mean, what sort of mitigation measures are you putting in place?
They're acting like it's the end of the world. Oh my God, what sort of mitigation issues what sort of stuff are you doing to prevent this craziness happening? It's like this the end of the flipping world. It's just a little bit of tariffs, like relax.
You sort of, in one way you can't mitigate against it, so you can plan, because the biggest cost for us is really working capital. So like, I collect the tax on behalf of the American government. I hand it over to them. I just handed it over to them sooner than the consumer hands it to me for the price of the bottle. So I have a working capital issue. So it's that I'm trying to mitigate against, because I will pass on the cost. It's a consumer tax. So it'll go to the consumer as VAT does or as duty here does. So what you're trying to do the whole time is scenario plan. But we're lucky, we're over 10 years in the US market now. We've a very solid market position. We've great partners. And at the moment with our partners, it's business as usual in the United States.
Great to hear a lady not giving out, not shouting about these tariffs. But yeah, as you guys can see, she has her own business. She's making use of the American public and, you know, getting a lot of sales, getting a lot of money from them. So it's great. It goes both ways, guys. Next video we have here, Timmy Dooley explains what supports Irish businesses can expect as new US tariffs hit. Okay, let's hear it.
The first instance, we recognise that food and drink sector with the 20% tariff will be the first affected, because many of them are supplying on a regular basis, so not quite just in time, but fairly direct supplies, and won't have had, as Mary has had, an opportunity to stockpile. So in the first instance, we have state agencies that work with Mary's company and others, principally Enterprise Ireland, Board BIA, BIM, and others that are state agencies working with industries to try to assist these companies in the short term to establish the extent of the impact. There may be some that we will have to assist with in identifying new markets, because if that 20% tariff was to remain...
That's not a short-term thing.
No.
But in short-term, we can't pay our wages for the next 6 months. Is the government going to step in there like they did in COVID?
I mean, the government has made it very clear that there isn't going to be a COVID-style response, because what we've got to look at is, first of all, where this is going in the medium term. Anything we do has to be able to be funded for a protracted period of time. So we've got to work with the companies in the first instance, sector by sector. So I think the point I would make is there isn't a one-size-fits-all approach here.
Yeah, so I love to see these politicians shaking in their boots now because of the bad stuff that they've done the last 20 years, trying to screw the US, trying to screw the different economies. It's good to see that the gravy train is over, okay, and then it's coming back to bite them in the flipping ass, guys. So next video we have is Sinead Gibney says a C-style government supports should be off the table as Irish industries brace for the impact of new US tariffs. So I love to see the elites and the corporations shivering and shaking their boots, guys. Let's hear it.
I certainly don't want to hear that it's not on the table. I do think all supports, all solutions need to be still available. And I think the uncertainty that people are experiencing right now is going to cause real damaging decisions to be made within businesses who are struggling, who are facing that uncertainty. So I don't think anybody is suggesting that we would see anything like the scale that we saw during COVID in terms of that population-wide wage subsidy schemes. But I do think
they're comparing giving people more money. Now, they want the government to give people more money now because of these tariffs. Really, guys, you should never rely on government. And this is the thing. Once you become reliant on the government, they own you. They own you, guys. If you're on the dole, on the welfare, on disability, on this kind of stuff, because then they own you. They can just dictate, okay, well, you do what we say, or we're going to take your money away. You know, and that's not a good place to be in.
I think there's a
but
potential
even for specific
place.
sectors, to the minister's point, I mean, we don't know how this ends.
Exactly, we don't know how it ends. So
but
it's
what if
not
it goes on and on and on? Would you be willing to pull the plug after 6 months or a year and say, listen, this lasted longer than we thought, we're scrapping that subsidy scheme?
Well, first of all, I think it has to be introduced when we know that certain sectors are under threat. And then I think when we do it in that way, it's about allowing those businesses and those sectors to transition, to find new markets, to find new supply chains, to find ways in which they can diversify their own operations.
So an expiry date on some sort of support.
Perhaps tapering it off to allow for people to find alternative employment. All of those should be on the table. And I think that's the only issue I have, is that we have had, in the last few days, government spokespeople, and actually not consistency across the government spokespeople, but the Taoiseach and the Minister for Finance, who've said that it's not on the table. The Taoiseach being slightly less harsh on that and saying that they can explore it.
Unbelievable, completely unbelievable. They want to be now having the government pay the people even more wages. Like, get out and work, guys. I worked all through the lockdowns. Okay, I was an essential worker, whatever the hell that was, so I never even got one paycheck from the government. Never got any help ever. It was unbelievable, guys. Anytime I needed help for college, I was super broke. My whole life, super broke. You know, now obviously we're making a bit more, but at the time, guys, you know, this is just ridiculousness. They want people to be relying on the state for everything. It's unbelievable. During the lockdowns, everyone was just sitting back at home, getting 350 euros a week. Completely ridiculous, guys. I didn't see any of that. I was only getting 360 euro. I was getting 10 euro more per week, working 40 hours a week while everybody else was sitting at home doing nothing because their jobs were gone or something. It's completely ridiculous. And they want to do the same now for these tariffs. The country's going to go bankrupt. Next video we have is Lee of the Mail says it's near impossible to plan a response to Donald Trump's tariffs. It's near impossible to plan a response to Donald Trump's tariff moves. arguing his decision remains erratic, okay? So I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll hear what this guy says. He probably hates Trump as well, right?
When it comes to subsidies, we're subsidising acts of a man in the United States where his own staff can't predict what he's going to do. It's been
Again, right off the bat, bad-mouthing him, guys. Trump derangement syndrome again. As soon as they hear his name, it's just clockworks go off. You know, alarm bells start going off. Oh my God, this masculine man, we can't have this guy with all the money and all the power. I love to see it. I love to see these politicians squirming, guys. Oh, we're so afraid. I love it.
His own staff can't predict what he's going to do. It's been, to paraphrase the Financial Times, a monumental act of self-harm.
Oh.
And let's not forget, and you refer to COVID, this president is capable of massive errors. During COVID, his mistakes during that cost him an election that saw him out of power. So
what? No, it didn't. This guy's a lying, disingenuous asshole. Who the hell is this guy? Complete nobody again. Who is this guy?
His own
complete nobody.
Hard sometimes to feel empathy for a government, but one does feel empathy for them in this sense that, you know, you're trying to predict the unpredictable, and nothing is going to stop Donald Trump pursuing these policies. They make absolutely no sense, and whatever way you want to look at them, they don't make any sense. He has had.
They make perfect sense. America doesn't want to be the world's ATM anymore. They don't want to be giving money to these countries for DEI, woke, liberal, weird, you know, different situations overseas, woke books to kids, and doing all this weird woke stuff. The chickens have come home to roost, and I love to see it. Finally, guys, daddy is home, baby. I say it all the time. And the liberal, like I said, left, you know, Marxist, you know, people now in this country are just bricking it, guys. They cannot deal with it. It's unbelievable. They can't believe what's happening. It's amazing. He's a bad man. He's unbelievable. He's erratic and everything. This is just again another feminine man, of course.
Donald Trump pursuing these policies, they make absolutely no sense, and whatever way you want to look at them, they don't make any sense. He has had to act on the foot of emergency powers, which hasn't received huge amount of coverage. But he is claiming that. See, normally tariffs would be the responsibility of the Congress, and he tried to do it last time out. He has used the fentanyl crisis in the United States to pursue this, and the belief in the United States and his own administration, the only thing that's going to turn him is Rupert Murdoch deciding on Fox that he has to be told publicly that it's a mess.
Oh my God, that guy was about as clueless as you get, guys. He said it doesn't make any sense. It makes perfect sense. They have Elon Musk, Department of Government Efficiency. They have to do it because the country was going bankrupt. Okay, it's unbelievable. Now, here we have a video talking about the damage is already done. There is going to be a recession. Yeah, there's going to be a massive recession. Lee of the Mail, that's his Instagram handle. I don't know why they just put their names down. Warns that Donald Trump's trade war is already having consequences, saying a global economic downturn now seems inevitable. Oh, it's going to happen, guys. The chickens have come home to roost, guys.
Who are you going to ask what the story is? What facts are you going to find? When I think, unfortunately, no matter what subsidies or any other supports we have for businesses here, the damage is done. There's going to be a recession. There's going to be a worldwide recession in the foot of this because the acts he's committed will cause inflation. They will cause irreparable problems in the markets, I think. And Fox may have to call time on it. Who are you going to ask?
Poorly spoken man. Doesn't know what the hell is going on, okay, about anything. Matter of fact, we have down the next video, CEO of Brady's Coffee Company shares his commitment to continuing his US business despite the impact of tariffs, okay? So another coffee company. They couldn't have got any other company. Apparently coffee is big business in Ireland, guys. Okay, coffee is so big now. I feel like every single entrepreneur in, you know, Galway, Sligo, Mayo, Meath, Cork, Dublin, they always start up coffee shops like instantly. As soon as they get money from their gym business or their other business, instantly, let's put a coffee shop in there. Well, I've never drank a cup of coffee in my life, ever. So, I don't know, guys. I'm not a big coffee drinker, I suppose. I have enough energy as it is. I'm flipping, you know what I mean? Crackpot I am, as some would call me on the internet. I have too much energy, guys, okay? Don't need coffee. Coffee is like fake energy.
Early for a reaction, I feel at the moment. You know, I think with a lot of Irish food producers, we do sit in the higher end of the market. You know, our product is there because of the quality. People expect to pay more for it. So I'm hoping that with that point of view, it can take a bit of a price hike. I expect sales will be hit, but the important thing is that we're all still there at the end of this, and that our product is still on the shelf, and we don't lose shelf space. Out of sight, out of mind is a worry for me. So we're determined to stay it, no matter what it takes. It's too early.
I can't believe that Irish businesses say about themselves that they are high quality and this kind of stuff, because how high quality can you get? The coffee beans are from Ecuador or Colombia. I don't understand how that they can say that their stuff is more quality than a Latin American company. Today we have, again, one of the videos from Kieran, Cuddihy, outlines the real impact of rising product costs and what it means for consumers and their grocery baskets. So here he talks about butter, a very famous butter, a very famous Irish butter that's imported to the US. I actually saw it in Canada as well, in Costco. They have like big things of Kerrygold. So let's hear how much it is increased.
I did some research. Would you believe, a rare piece of research? Kerrygold, there it is, the classic pound of butter.
And I must say, Kerrygold is the best butter in the world. I've had numerous butters, nothing comes close to Kerrygold. Is, God bless the cows of Kerry that produce that.
Believe, a rare piece of research. Kerrygold, there it is, the classic pound of butter. That was €3.90 this time last year. Do you know how much I paid for that between News Talk Studios and here this evening?
Don't tell him.
Yeah, if Virgin Media are listen, I'm going to be expensing this. You can be sure.
I should aid that as well.
How much do you think?
I go for the spreadable stuff because it's easier. I think it's about $4.20 or something.
$4.20.
Yeah.
Sinead?
I'd say it's a little higher than that.
€5.50. €5.50 for a pound, but that's a 41% increase.
Man, and that's the politicians' fault, guys. This is failed politics. It's not the company's fault. The company has to raise prices. I saw as well in the US, I think it's $11 for a pound of butter. It's crazy.
In the last year. And Kantar earlier this week, they had a survey results out as well that showed, upward price pressure on lots of things. And it means people are leaving things out of the grocery basket. I mean, this profoundly impacts. It's easy to kind of say, God, that lady's spending £7 on an iced coffee. But this really impacts people. Well,
me personally, guys, like I said, the only things that I eat are extra virgin olive oil. I eat ground beef, Irish beef. I go to the butcher in the city and I get a ton of beef from the butcher, and basmati rice from Dunn's or Aldi or Tesco, wherever, okay? I keep my grocery basket very simple. Every single day the same food, some protein shakes, and that's about it, guys. Butter, it's not a luxury, but it's something that you have to buy once in a while. I mean, even $5.50 is, it's quite a price hike, but I remember seeing the price of Kerrygold go up so high, I couldn't even buy it. I was like, this is very expensive. Like, okay, of course I could buy it, right? But if I'm buying it every, month, let's say, for the family, okay, we're all eating it together as a family, it gets quite high, guys. So I have extra virgin olive oil. Okay, I have great olive oil, great quality olive oil, and it tends to be cheaper than buying that. So today we have Liz Carolyn highlights how the high cost of living can strip away the everyday joys, like choosing to have children from ordinary people. This is what they want, guys. They don't want you to have kids. They don't want you to reproduce either. That's one of the joys of life. Men should be having 20 kids, as many as they can, not buying new cars and buying a big house. They should be investing in their future, which is their kids, right?
I think there's a risk that we kind of fall into flippancy. I think especially of, let's say the €7 iced coffee. I'm a fan of an iced coffee. Not sure I've ever seen one for €7 myself. But, when people are living in their parents' bedrooms or, they're not able to get some of those kind of essential things and progress in their lives. Or I have friends who are, postponing having babies because they'll never get a mortgage. Or, it does come, a lot of it does come down to just having some of these kind of joys, just having some joy in life as well. I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, the biggest joy in Ireland, guys, unfortunately, is flipping, of course, drinking pints, hanging out with your friends, and the pints prices have gone crazy. And I'm not a big drinker at all. I probably have 3 or 4, guys. I'm flipping drunk off 2 pints. Like, I'm super sensitive to alcohol. I have 1 or 2 and I'm flipping gone, so, I'm flipping done, right? But if you're having 10 pints at night, guys, that can be €50, that can be even more, that can be €80 now. It's crazy. So one of the last videos explains the argument for the Netflix levy in Ireland. Again, Netflix is one of those joys. I think this is the last video, so let's hear it.
Look at successive governments here have managed to not support Irish broadcast content, Irish cultural content.
Yeah.
And now we have the latest minister who obviously is is he the Irish Minister for Media or the Minister for Foreign Media? Where is this coming from? This is a Europe-wide legislation under the AVMS directive. It's 4 years in the making across Europe. It's been adopted by over 14 countries in the EU. There is a report sitting on the Minister's desk, which hopefully he will publish, and then we can all see what he's seeing. But that report we've been waiting for to inform why the decision and where the levy should be set at. I mean, if you look at a country like Denmark, which is a population similar to ourselves, it has a levy. It's in existence over a year. It's a 5% levy on all content, not just Netflix. But if you look in Denmark, where that levy is in existence, Danish subscribers to Netflix pay less than Irish subscribers.
And this is the point of the whole video. This is the point of the whole video and the whole Trump tariffs thing. We need to be investing more into Irish businesses, okay? Promoting Irish people, pushing Irish entrepreneurs. I myself push Irish music. I push Irish things all over the internet. I'm getting thousands of views. Last month I got 800,000 views. I get all these views, and I'm pushing the Irishness a lot. I actually live in Ireland. Most Irish people that are influencers and stuff, they don't live here, okay? Or if they do, they're pushing some left-wing, liberal, Marxist, woke DEI agenda, okay? Whereas me, I'm more, obviously we're more on the right, of course, and we're trying to push this message of Irishness and Irish culture and Irish dancing and whatever I promote on my channel, and they're not doing that. And if they did that, guys, if they promoted Irishness, Irish stuff like, our own businesses and stuff, we wouldn't have to be relying on Google, Amazon, all these massive corporations to fund our country. Because like I say in the videos, Ireland is not a very rich country. They've only made it rich because of this massive US investment, okay? Because they love Ireland, we speak English, we have a lot of ancestors over there, and we do love America, okay? I love America much more than Britain, I'll tell you that much, guys. But much love to the British people. The government there have failed. I think they put like 5 people in jail last week for just like talking about different things on Twitter. It's absolutely disgraceful. It's great. That country is just gone. But let me know your thoughts, guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, hit the join link underneath the video. Become a member so I can push my videos more, and it helps me so much, guys. You don't know how much it helps me. It means the world to me if you become a member, so I can push this message out to more people, and hopefully we get into every single YouTube channel that every single Irish person in this whole country watches. That's 6 million people. So I love you all. Stay free, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.